let's start with a little bit of a story, right? So when I was a child, I always dreamed that I would graduate from college. It was far, far away from reality because I never saw anybody like me who graduated. Mainly, they were males, and so graduated from school and decided to go to college. It was okay the first, second, and third year, even though it was complex because I was a full-time student and a full-time employee. And then it became even more complicated when at the age of 20, my father passed away. And in Ecuador, we don't have the luxury to have what we have here in the US, which is known as scholarships or FAFSA, all these documents. So if you have money, you go to school. If you didn't, you stop. So that became a challenge. Then I was able to, due to that, get a specific scholarship, and I continue and I graduated with an engineering degree in business with a triple major on economics, business, and auditing science. So when I finished that, I thought, okay, great, I got these, but I felt that I wanted more. And a lot of people told me, it's enough. Why don't you stop right there? And this is one of the things I want to share, because if you feel inside you that there is more for you, that you want more, listen to your intuition, listen to what your body's telling you, listen to what you are feeling, because you are unique and there is something inside you that is pushing you for more, right? Then I moved to the US, and the second biggest, far, far away dream was to achieve an MBA. And I have never been in the US, and I came and I started figuring out, I spoke English, so that part that was a little bit easier. But one thing is to speak in English, and the other thing completely different is to study in a foreign language. That is a huge challenge. So I was accepted at University of St. Thomas here in Houston, and I took one class per semester because I couldn't really handle more than that at that stage of my journey, right? So I also difficulties, the language and the culture, and the exams that were different, but then you find a way to do it, and I did it slowly. It took me 4 years to achieve my MBA. Most of the people do it in 2 years. Hey, you can take it as a race. You can take it as you're walking. Doesn't matter. You can walk, you can crawl, you can, do whatever you need to do to achieve your dream. In my case, it took me 4 years. I had to get 2 scholarships. I worked full time as a controller on a global company. I was going through my master. I had very little sleep. I remember being very sleep deprived and starving all the time. I was hungry and never had time to eat, but I wanted the MBA that bad. So I continue until finally in 2002, I graduated. So what are the difficulties? First, coming from the country I came from being a female with a dream to achieve an education that was kind of not normal. Second, the study, money, work balance and the time balance was a struggle. But then you take one step at a time. Scholarships, it's what for me make the difference in the undergraduate and in the graduate. So I'm a big fan of now, when possible, support scholarships, because I am the product of the scholarship, and many women, like in my case, also can benefit from that. And also, as I moved from undergraduate to graduate, and then in a foreign country, so the complications were work, study, money, and now I added a foreign language and a new culture. So the difficulties we will always going to have, but then you always have to find a way to take one at a time and continue to pursue if your dream is so vivid inside you, right? So words of wisdom, words of advice. I will tell you after when I came here, I started working in a company called Deutsche Post DHL, the shipping and logistic firm. And I was a temporary employee. And I worked there 20 years. And I started as a temporary employee for 3 months. And then I figured out a way that they will hire me. And then I became the admin of the office in Houston. And then I was the office manager. And then I wanted to do finance. But the line between where you are and your dreams is never, never, never a straight line. So always think in advance that you're going to have to turn to the right and to the left and to the right again. As long as you're progressing, you're always learning from these experiences. So I wanted to be a CFO. And I wanted to go straight. I'm a mathematician, so I'm a linear thinker, right? So I will go 1, 2, 3. Well, it didn't work that way. I was an admin person. Then I became an insurance person in the company. Then I was an ISO quality manager. Then I took another turn. I was a project manager, and I came back to finance. And then I was a controller. And then I was offered an opportunity to go and work in India as an offshoring service center from Toronto to Chennai in India. Nobody wanted that, and that's my word of wisdom. Look at the opportunities, the traditional and the non-traditional. If you get something in front of you, really sit down and analyze. It might not be exactly what you had in mind, but in each one of the opportunities, you're going to learn something. So I learned international business. I learned to deal with people in another culture. I became an expert in project management. And all of that helped me at the end of my career, after 20 years of being there, I ended up being a global executive working for the global board of DHL and dealing with people from all over the world, doing highly complex financial situations. But I'm going to tell you, it was not a straight line. It was like this, more like a zigzag, right? But as long as you keep moving, you're adding different elements. So be flexible. I guess the message for all of you as you are imagining your career, be flexible, because if you have an idea, I'm going to be this, there are multiple routes to get to that, and in each turn and twist you learn something and you become stronger. I will advise, always continue to ask you constantly what you really enjoy doing, because that's the key of not only the happiness but the success. If you have the skills and you know when you're doing something, let's say you're really good at research, but you're really terrible with putting together a presentation because you're not too artistic, or vice versa, right? So I enjoy doing the mathematician part. I do enjoy doing the research part. So think about what you have enjoyed doing since you were very little. And if you don't remember, ask your mom. Every sibling, moms will tell you, or moms or dads or older, aunts, when you were little, you used to do these. Famous singers, they used to dance almost since they start speaking because they have the talent. So my thing was, I would organize the coins. I would put the coins one on top of each other, and I will count to 10, and I will start a new group and a new group. My mom said that I will always wanted to organize everything. And then I would do puzzles, tons of puzzles. I would spend tons of hours playing with puzzles, and I didn't want anyone to touch it or disorganize my puzzle. So then you can tell that there was a kind of a linear mind in my head. So continue to ask you as you go along in your journey, what do you enjoy doing, right? The answer is not to ask you what pays more. Ask you what you're really good and enjoy and truly enjoy doing. Number 2, always, always, always ask for help. Ask for help when you don't know when the next step, call someone that you trust, that have done something that you admire. And sometimes we women don't ask for help. So I will call you if I want to figure out something about the university. Hey, do you know who can I call? Oh, don't be quiet and stay just inside you. If you have a question, if you want to work at NASA, pick up the phone and call Soledad and say, hey, do you know anybody in Houston that works at NASA, right? Don't just ask for help. And if somebody is not so kind, pick up the phone and ask the next person, because the next person is going to be really kind and it's going to help you. No one is going to come to your house and knock on the door and they say, hey, this is for you. You have to go and ask. And the third thing I want to say is, this year has been a significant year for all of us. We have to adapt. Some of you are home, some of you are living with a relative, some of you are potentially at the school. So resiliency is a key element of your survival and thriving. Persistency, I can guarantee you that none of the people that you see on TV, none of the people that you think, oh God, they look so successful, they have to persist and persist and ask and ask and ask again. So ask until people get so bored of you that they tell you yes. Just continue to ask. Persistency is the key, one of the keys of success. Be flexible. Sometimes things work in a different way that you think. Just go with the flow as long as it stays true to your heart, what you think is good for you. Take opportunities that sometimes some people just want to take the top opportunities. Analyze the ones that they may not look like it may be something that you have thought about it, because in each opportunity, if you can break it down in positive and negative, okay, I'm gonna learn something good in this. If I take these 3 months assignment in another city, because I'm gonna get to know other people, I'm gonna get additional experience. So analyze, break it down. Each one of the opportunities has something positive and negative for you. So balance what is right for you. And I want all of you, as you move along in the business world, please live below your means. I repeat that. Please live below your means. Save money. Have an emergency fund. As you graduate, whenever it's your time and you go into the world and now you start making money, and now I know we all want to buy all these beautiful shoes and bags and gifts and trips and whatever it's what we enjoy. Please live below your means, meaning if you can save 20 to 30% of what you're making at the beginning, if you save 1%, it's good. Then cover your needs. Then you can save 2%, and then 3 and 4 and 5. And I emphasize that because I deal with people all day long that are making a ton of money. Always remember that it's not how much you make, but how much you spend and how much you save will determine your future. You can make $1 million and spend $2 million and be completely, out of the game. So live below your means. Give yourself every so often a prize, when you get a raise or something, but always live below your means, because people are stressed out about money. And if you have here your piggy bank, if you have here your emergency fund, you're going to feel so much better. And dream and think what your purpose in life is, what you're going to do with all this education. How can you change the world with your skills and your passion? You are unique, you're enough, you're smart, the world is waiting for you. So never forget that you have a gift to give all of us. So go to the world make it happen, and never, 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 never give up. Thank you for having me, and we're going to open probably the floor for questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Yay. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself. Anybody?
Don't be shy. Remember, one of the things I said, ask for help. Ask questions.
I have a question if nobody else does.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just wondering, did you have any opportunities that you turned down, and what did you not like about them? So I appreciate your advice to take every opportunity, but I'm just wondering about the ones you didn't take.
One. I had one job offer I was in the finance department, and I was being groomed to be a CFO. And my boss asked me to move to Spain, which I was so excited to go to Barcelona. But my job was to reduce the workforce expenses by like 2 million euros. And I had to let go almost half of the workforce. And I said no, because I felt that it was pure destruction, and I want to construct. I like to build. I like to create. And I couldn't deal. I would have been crying all day long. I couldn't let go half of the, no, not even one. So that was not for me at all, even if it was in Barcelona.
That's awesome that you put the people first.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Jasmine had a question next.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, Ms. Tanner. I had a question for you. I wanted to know about if you have ever felt like during your career a time like that you felt stuck, like that, you know, you wanted to do something, but then something was holding you back, and how you dealt with that.
Yeah. When I moved to Houston, I did not know about the TOEFL test and the GMAT test. I knew I wanted an MBA, and at that time, believe it or not, we didn't have internet. So there were books that I could read about getting into an MBA in a foreign country. So when I moved here and I went to ask for information, they say that the first two things that we need from you is your TOEFL test, which I knew what it was. It's an English proficiency test, but also your GMAT test. I didn't know what that was. So it's a general management admission test. And I said, okay, well, whatever, I take it, right? So guess what? I was so confident in my English, I needed 620. I had 615, the result of the first test. And I was so close. And I have done all the English classes overseas. I was like 5 points away. And then I went and took the TOEFL test. And I don't remember the numbers that I needed to get. Let's say it was 600. I got like half, 300. And of course, I had a pity party, right, that day at home. And at that time, I went to Barnes and Nobles after like a couple of days that I cry and cry and cry. And I said, okay, well, just get back into the game. And I sat and I'm going to read every single book in Barnes and Nobles about the GMAT. So, and I'm going to study again on the TOEFL. So I took the test. I was stuck because I couldn't start my dream, and all these things were in my way, right? I wanted just to like, and so I said, okay, let's do the English one because my English was really good. And the second time I got 622. Yeah, so perfect. Now I went and dedicated my time to the GMAT. Obviously, money was short, and they told me I had to pay a special class because I did not know how to take a standard test. I have never taken a standard test in my life. Multiple options was something that I didn't know. That's very American in the testing world. So I had to take a test to know how to take a test. That makes me that I couldn't figure that. So I did that, and then I took the test again, and my score was something like 400. So I had another longer pity party, and I said, oh God, I will never get to the MBA. So I took a class, no, a preparation class for the GMAT. And I tried a third time because I was going to get it, and I did not get it. I got something like 500 and something on the test. I was like 80% from the result. So I was so tired of this test that I went to the University of St. Thomas and I literally begged them to accept me. So if plan A doesn't work, you go to plan B, right? So I really wanted, and that's the difference. I was in my heart, in my soul, the fire was there. And I tried and tried. And at this point in life, nobody really knows how many times I tried. It's irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant at this point. I haven't told you how many times I failed in my English classes. But not today, like almost every class I failed, I had to take it twice. But today, what it matters is you can understand me. So action for me is the only, give myself some time to grieve, sleep, and start again. And never, never, never give up. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, thank you for sharing that story.
That's great advice just in life in general. Never give up. I mean, I'm a little nervous because I graduate in May, and right now it's like I have a lot of people I see on LinkedIn, everybody's looking for a job, everybody's being downsized, so you're kind of like, oh, freaked out. But you're right. If we never give up, we will be able to persevere.
But not everybody is, not everybody. So you need to look at every time or every event from different sides. It's like looking at a house from different windows, right? So I can tell you there are industries that are not doing so well. Industries of like restaurants and discotheques and bars because of the limitations. But there are industries, I have clients that have grown 2 and 3 times double. So construction is doing so well. Transportation. What do you think? All the things that you're ordering on Amazon, what do you think they're shipping? The shipping companies are going to the roof. So think as you graduate in different areas, read and see who is doing better. Not everybody is doing good or bad at the same time. So for all of you who are graduating, look for industries that are doing really well. I'm going to tell you what they are. From my point of view, transportation. All of you are ordering online, Amazon, everything is coming. Either your parents are sending you packages. Who is shipping those? Transportation, trucking companies, Amazon, all kind of logistics. It's going to the roof. Second, construction. Construction has not stopped. It was always considered critical. So they were never sent home, and they continue to build, at least in Houston, right? Third, medical. What do you think of the glove, all the masks, all the vaccines, all the flu shots, everything? It's still very, very high. And services. Accounting services, bookkeeping services, CPA services, to the roof. People needed to apply for PPA loans. People needed to learn how to talk to the SBA. People that were laid off from corporations starting new businesses. So busy. So always look for the other side. As people say, oh, it's terrible, nothing is happening, the world is going to end. And then I go to the other side and go, my goodness, all these people are making so much money and are growing. So look for that.
Awesome. Thank you. And one quick question for you. Would you be open to connecting with some of our members on LinkedIn?
Yes, sure. Look for me. It's Soledad Tanner, MIB. And I check it every day because that's a source of business for me also. And if you have any questions, remember, one of the points was ask. So nobody's going to knock on your door. If you have a question and you feel like, well, maybe let me see, what do you think about this? Just ask for people, your professors, and if you want to go into an industry, maybe I know somebody who is in that industry, and I can connect you with that person.
Great. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time out to speak with us. And I have like half a page of just notes about all the stuff that you said, and I've underlined so many things. So that is great. Thank you so much. It is now 1:01. And so if you guys need to hop off, you're more than welcome to. I actually didn't record the first part of the meeting, so I need to go back through our agenda for those that will be watching this. And then Ms. Tanner, if you would like a copy of it, I'm more than happy to send you a video recording of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I wish you the best. Reach out to me. You can find me in the website if you forget, or in LinkedIn, and start building your LinkedIn profile. All of you that are graduating, you need a professional picture, and the LinkedIn is not built overnight or on a weekend. So little by little, start polishing your profile, because that will be the window to the world.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. See you soon.